What if I told you a truck driver cracked the code to building a crypto empire? Meet Bitcoin Ben. He went from driving 18-wheelers to creating 6 different ways for regular people to stack Bitcoin and build wealth. This isn't just another crypto course. This is a complete ecosystem where you earn while you learn. First up, the confidential bulk purchase program. Get Bitcoin at wholesale prices through group buying power. Then there's Home to HODL. Convert your home equity directly into Bitcoin instead of cash. Need funding? The Loans for Bitcoin program gets you the capital to buy more crypto. Want passive income? Private Key Capital puts your Bitcoin to work. Hungry for something different? Bitcoin Ben's tokenized beef lets you invest in real cattle backed by blockchain technology. And if you want to mine, Bitcoin Ben's mining program gets you started with the right equipment and knowledge. But here's the kicker. Bitcoin Ben's Crypto Club pays you to learn. Earn 10% on direct referrals, 5% on second level, 2% on third level. This might be the only membership where you make more than you pay. Ben went from 10 years behind the wheel to becoming the world's most unlikely crypto expert. Now he's sharing everything through live training, community events, and proven systems that work. Ready to stop watching from the sidelines? Join Bitcoin Ben's Crypto Club today and start stacking sats while building your financial future. Your truck driving days are over. Your crypto empire starts now.
Good morning, everybody. It's your favorite truck driver in the whole wide world, ex-truck driver in the whole wide world, Bitcoin Ben. Here today, let's put some comments up on the screen. There he goes. Good morning, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Monday. I am in Oklahoma somewhere. Not quite sure where. I do know I'm at a Walmart. So if you're in Oklahoma, you happen to have a Walmart nearby, odds are pretty low it's that one. But welcome to the show, guys. All right, today we are going to talk about the new system. Now, those of you who are paying attention, and if you're watching this show, odds are you're paying the fuck attention, is this. We have a separation, right? We have the European system, which includes the Federal Reserve. Okay. Last few days, I have been re-listening to The Creature from Jekyll Island. If you have not read that book or listened to it on audiobook, highly recommend it, because what it explains is exactly what has led to where we're at. Because the Fabian Socialist, as the book points out, they wanted to create a new system here in America. And the system was set up to leech economic energy out of the public into the government. That's what the whole system has and was created for. So we have a whole system that is now strictly for giving the money to the government, where right now, let's think about this, guys. 23% of our quote-unquote GDP is from the federal government. When America launched, the GDP percentage wasn't even there. There was no GDP from the federal government because our original structure was, they realized it was a liability on the private property rights of the residents in America to have a federal government. So there was no accumulative, or like no one looked and said, ooh, the federal government's really going to up our GDP, because it's gross domestic product, which really shouldn't even be gross. It should be net. What we bring in, What is our plus? Not our gross, right? If you look at your gross income, it's one number. You look at what you really made, that's your net income, because that's what you actually brought in. Here in America, they've set up a system where that production was leached into the government through taxation, inflation, regulation, legislation, all of these Asians. All right. And that's where we're at now. That's the European system. That's the London School of Economics system, the Fabian socialist system. Because remember, socialists are just on the road to communist, global communism. How do you reach communism without a war? You use socialism, which is also known as progressivism. And progressives, that's an accurate name. They progressively move you into communism using socialistic tactics. That's the old system. Now, if you look at Europe, even Australia, look what happened in Australia this weekend. This is how they have shifted us into a globalist system. And the globalist system is global communism, where America doesn't really have any national rights. Everything is what's good for the globe, what's good for everybody. But it's not good for everybody because of the system. Remember, bureaucracies only really care about one thing: the growth and the retention of the bureaucracy. That's all they care about. They don't care about if they achieve the goal. In fact, they have negative incentives to achieve the goal. But we've had a war on homelessness for how long? And homelessness has grown. Well, you're losing that war. Well, that's because we actually think that the war actually means to get rid of it, when in reality, the bureaucracy sees it as we have to manage the homelessness. It isn't get rid of it, because if we get rid of it, our bureaucracy is no longer needed. See, that's why anything that you give to the government, it grows. Look at quote unquote, higher education. Prices have risen. Why? Because government handles education loans and grants and all this other bullshit. That's the old system. And the old system's not completely going away, but we're shifting. The old system's going this way and down. They're losing power, while our system is going and going up. What we are returning to is a true, and this will be global, because we now have the internet, we now have blockchain, we now have the Bitcoin, is we now have a global decentralized currency. Now, global decentralized currency is the evolution of the economy, because in order to have a healthy economy, you have to have solid money. All right. The reason America has gone to hell in a handbasket is the money. The problem is the money. What's wrong with our culture? The money. Because what it does, when you have a currency that if you hurry up and go out and go shopping with it, it's worth more today than it will be in a year. So it screws with your time preference of your money, which means you have to front run the inflationary loss of your purchasing power. That's why everyone right now is like, well, I'm not going to buy a home because I have a lower interest rate. Now the interest rate's higher. Yeah, I could sell my house for more, but I'll have a higher interest rate, blah, 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 blah. It's because the money is broken. The reason a $100,000 house 10 or 15 years ago is now $500,000. It ain't because the house got better. It's because the money got worse. And that's the European system. That is the progressive Keynesian system. Well, we are splitting away from that system. And if you want to see an example of it, look at El Salvador. They are laying the groundwork. Trust me, we're working. We have our resort in El Salvador. We have our capital company in El Salvador, because the government is doing it right. They are hands off most of the time. Now, when you run a credit union, of course, you have regulations, you have all that shit. But they're not choking us. All right? It's very simple. It's, hey, are your assets equal with your liabilities and all that good stuff? Yeah, that I ain't got a problem with. That's fine. But what they aren't messing with is the money. They are not messing with the money. And that's the key to an economy. Now, we are the new economy. You are the new economy. We are all the new economy. And it's obvious what is going on. This shift has never happened before. Not in human history has a truly global economic system ever happened in human history. Ever. Because now we have a digital solid currency. Now, everyone's like, oh, the U.S. is going to launch all of the stable coins. It's going to be awesome. It's still shit. It's a digital piece of shit. It's still the dollar. Now, am I anti-U.S. dollar? Not right now, because we're going to use the dollar to transition into the Bitcoin. That's what each of these systems are doing. They are grabbing for what is economically left out of the old system, and they are trying to shift it into their new system. That's what FTX was. See, everyone has this image that, oh, FTX was solely just this one guy. He was such a shithead. He was like, oh man, it was so crazy. This one guy just totally screwed everybody and all these major, that's bullshit. FTX was a system that they were building. If you look at all of the corporations under FTX, FTX, they were creating a mirror image of the existing system, except on crypto. Why do you think so many wealthy people were roped in? Do you think they said, hey, this is just a really cool token? Or do you think they were told this is the new system? Bingo, because they were told this is the new global communistic digital system. That's what FTX was. This was set up to absorb the old system and hold on to all of the assets of the old system and move them onto the blockchain. But it was going to be their blockchain. That's what FTX was. Because their system, the old system is dying, and it is technologically dying. It's obsolete. There is no saving the old. There is no, hey, we're just going to repair Swift. No. It's obsolete because there are too many hands in the bucket. Why would you send a Swift wire when you can send sender, receiver, send it digitally from your phone to someone else's phone? Why would you use Shift? The left knew this was coming. Why do you think Sam gave so much money to the Democrats? Because he was helping them and they were using his retarded ass to create their new system. And shout out to the ex-CEO of Binance for bringing that motherfucker down. What the hell is his name? CZ, yes. Shout out to CZ. Because CZ, oh man, that's why CZ went to prison. Don't let him pull you that whole, well, he was sending, he was letting people send money through Binance. No, CZ was arrested and put in jail because CZ brought down their shit. They just couldn't say, we're putting him in jail because he fucked up our plan. That's the war. That CZ knew exactly what he was doing. You think CZ was like, oh, I don't think the tokenomics of this is really accurate. I think there's some flaws in the tokenomics. No, he saw it for what it was. He saw it as the new system. And him, along with other people in cryptos, we made certain moves. We saw things ahead of time and said, you know what? Let's drown this baby in the fucking bathtub. Let's not let this little Hitler grow up. And that's what happened. Was FTX was the digital Hitler. And we drowned that motherfucker in the bathtub. It's just the reality of it. This new system they're trying to build now over in Europe, it's fucking falling on its face because they don't have the structure in. Now, they've replaced Mr. Sam with the new guy. The new guy is the head of BlackRock, Larry Fink. What an appropriate last name. Larry Fink is the new Sam, because they are rolling. Their new system is going to be digitizing all of the assets of BlackRock. Yes, yes. And this lines up with Sam Altman, alternate man. You shithead. He AI and blockchain was their new system. That's what they were going to roll out. But here comes Trump. Fucked up their plans. The AI, where we were in 2002, when they launched AI, we were already there in 2016. We already had that technology. AI existed pre-2022. See, Trump moves in and they had to put all that shit on hold. That's exactly what Obama said was, hey, Trump is just hit. All we have to do is pause and hold him in place for 4 years. Then we'll proceed with our plan. And look what happened. As soon as Trump lost the election, which we all know the truth about that, they brought in sleepy Joe Biden, wheeled his fucking old shitty ass mind into the White House, put him in a chair and said, have some fucking yogurt. And then the progressive system lined up. And there's Gary Gensler. Yeah, I taught Bitcoin at MIT, damn it. I'm pro Bitcoin. They throw him into the SEC. He destroyed everything that wasn't their system. He went after everything. If you sneezed and it sounded like you said Bitcoin, your ass was in deep shit. But isn't it odd that Gary Gensler, right before he knows he's about to get kicked the fuck out, he was like, oh, hey, BlackRock, absolutely. I know all these other people have been asking for an ETF. Let's give it to BlackRock. BlackRock was brought in under Gary Gensler because that was their, oh shit, we need to move our, because remember, BlackRock was after FTX. Once they realized FTX was fucking toast, if you see, remember the timing. FTX went down. Not a month and a half later, guess who flips on Bitcoin? Larry Fink. Oh, yeah, I see some value in this. Oh, do you now, motherfucker? Do you now see some value that your system's been fucking shit on and exposed for what it was? And then they're like, okay, we need to accumulate some Bitcoin into their structure. See, look at all of the companies that own the ETF of Larry Fink, of BlackRock. It ain't fucking retail, guys. It ain't retail at all. And let's bring in Michael Saylor with this. Look at the entities. Perfect examples, Vanguard. All right, Vanguard, ironically sounds like vampire, but Vanguard said, oh, the Bitcoin, we're not going to offer an ETF. We aren't going to offer our people ETFs of the Bitcoin. But what did they offer their people? MicroStrategies. Why? Why would they not do an ETF, but they offered MicroStrategies to their members or to their clients because it was a setup. It was a setup for MicroStrategies because they knew Michael Saylor is one of the keys to all of this because he holds as much, if not more, than BlackRock. And they needed to take him out because he's on the wrong side, according to them. He's one of them freedom guys. He's a Trumper. So BlackRock comes in, launches an ETF, and was, as soon as BlackRock got in, all of a sudden, Gary Go Fuck Yourself Gensler is like, oh, a Bitcoin ETF? Why, Larry, what a genius idea. Wish someone else would have fucking thought up that idea. Gary Gensler goes, okay, BlackRock, you're good. Now look at every company that BlackRock runs. Every corporation that BlackRock runs, they've integrated BlackRock ETFs of the Bitcoin into the companies. Because BlackRock doesn't have any money. It isn't BlackRock's fucking money. It's all of the corporations that BlackRock runs. That's the wealth generator for them. Now, when you know the world is about to shift away from the dollar and devalue that motherfucker like it's going out of style, like you're slapping a midget, this is what he has done. He has injected the ETF into all of his companies and all of the portfolios of his companies and all around the world, because they know the true great reset is the Bitcoin. Now, everyone knows this, guys. What I'm explaining to you, this is not my fucking theory. This is not me on a wall with a bunch of lines heading to each other. This is not conspiracy theory. This is what the fuck is going on. The system, the old system's dying. And as it dies, we are rising from the ashes. Remember the economics front page, the graphic on the 1988 economic, the economic magazine was a phoenix rising from the ashes of all of the currencies. And what did it have on its neck? It had a gold coin with a B. Was it coincidence? I don't fucking think so. Because everyone knew the global fiat currency organization would die. How did they know that? Because it's Keynesian economics. The purpose of it is to deflate the currency. That's what the purpose of Keynesian economics is, to devalue the fiat currency. Hang on one second. Word from the sponsor.
What if I told you a truck driver cracked the code to building a crypto empire? Meet Bitcoin Ben. He went from driving 18-wheelers to creating 6 different ways for regular people to stack Bitcoin and build wealth. This isn't just another crypto course. This is a complete ecosystem where you earn while you learn. First up, the confidential bulk purchase program. Get Bitcoin at wholesale prices through group buying power. Then there's Home to HODL. Convert your home equity directly into Bitcoin instead of cash. Need funding? The Loans for Bitcoin program gets you the capital to buy more crypto. Want passive income? Private Key Capital puts your Bitcoin to work. Hungry for something different? Bitcoin Ben's tokenized beef lets you invest in real cattle backed by blockchain technology. And if you want to mine, Bitcoin Ben's mining program gets you started with the right equipment and knowledge. But here's the kicker. Bitcoin Ben's Crypto Club pays you to learn. Earn 10% on direct referrals, 5% on second level, 2% on third level. This might be the only membership where you make more than you pay. Ben went from 10 years behind the wheel to becoming the world's most unlikely crypto expert. Now he's sharing everything through live training, community events, and proven systems that work. Ready to stop watching from the sidelines? Join Bitcoin Ben's Crypto Club today and start stacking sats while building your financial future. Your truck driving days are over. Your crypto empire starts now.
All right, we're back. Thanks, guys. All right, so as I was saying, the new systems, there are two of them. There is the progressive, communistic, globalistic system that they're trying to keep together, but it's not fucking working because the people aren't going along. Look at Europe. Europe is on fire. You have two teams. You got the government, then you got the people. And the people are reaching a point where they're like, fuck you and the fucking British horse you fucking rode in on, you cocksuckers. And then you have the American. And when I say American, I don't mean America. I mean the American system, the real American system, the system that is based on value and merit and achievement and growth, natural entrepreneurial growth. Now, I heard something on a show this morning that was absolutely fucking right on. Was this: America is more communist than China. And it's absolutely true. Why is China growing and looking and just totally kicking ass? Optically. They're optically kicking ass because they adopted capitalism. Why is America looking like shit? Like we're the ugly retard in the little bus licking the fucking window? Because we adopted socialism. They learned, China learned from Chairman Mao. This communism shit don't quite work. Damn it. Hey, let's try this capitalist shit. All right? Yes, and the UAE is more free than the USA. Absolutely. Because we have let these socialists, progressives, liberals, and I don't mean classic liberal, I mean modern liberal, which if you want to use a different word for liberal, I recommend fucking retard, because that's pretty accurate. Liberal retard. It's almost like white and off-white. You can't really tell which one's which. That's because there's a fucking saying. All right, I digress. Now, this new system we are building, that we are moving into a global decentralized economy where you own and you have a network that's global. And the networks will have economies. And each genre will have have a nations, shall we call it. All right, right now, us, everyone watching this show, you are in the Bitcoin nation. But we don't have borders. There isn't a wall up at the edge of the Bitcoin nation. But we exchange and we communicate and we are active in our communities. That's the new system. I've said it for years. Your network is your net worth. And as this grows, every person here is going to be an entrepreneur in some digital network. Mark my words, with AI and robotics and everything that is coming, you are going to be a digital entrepreneur. Except it's not going to be the same. Mark my words, guys. Next year, we are going to hit deflation like you guys have never seen. And not the bad deflation, the good deflation, where productivity's going up and the prices are dropping. We're already seeing it in oil. The reason oil is dropping like a rock is because decentralization of the oil industry and advanced technology is actually making oil less valuable to the global community and global economy. And as it's less valued, price goes down. Now, and we got a ton of it. That whole, look at all the dinosaur juice. It ain't fucking never. I can go off on a rant. All right. Prices are dropping. All right. Now, right now, they say it's $56 a barrel. All right. $56 a barrel. Inflation adjusted, that is the equivalent of $11 a barrel in money 10 years ago. Let that sink in. Inflation adjusted, that $56 is actually $11 in real purchasing power. The nominal price is here. The real price, inflation adjusted price, is way the fuck down here. Yeah, look, this will show you the transition. A barrel of oil, which weighs about, I think it's right at 80 to 90 pounds worth of true oil. 1 ounce of silver is now worth more than a barrel of oil. 1 ounce of silver is worth more than 90 pounds of oil. Let that sink in. Remember, oil used to be used as global currency. That's why we actually called it the petrodollar. But what it was really was the oil dollar. The oil dollar was using oil as a global currency. Now, we've all heard Trump has said several times that the Bitcoin is the new oil. What does he mean? What does he mean by that? You aren't going to run your car on the power of Bitcoin. All right. What is it? Just like oil, just like the petrodollar, the future currencies will be pegged to absolute energy. And how are they going to price energy? This is what people really need to wrap their mind around. AI, all right? AI is pure energy. That's what AI is. You you produce AI out of pure energy. If your product is actually based on pure energy, then you need a pricing mechanism for pure energy. And it cannot be the dollar, because the dollar is a devaluating currency. So you need a currency that is produced with pure energy, so you have an equal level. 1 kilowatt of energy is worth $100 worth of Bitcoin. There you go. All right. Then AI can then price it in a real price of something that is pure energy. When your product is pure energy, you have to price it in something that is the equivalent production energy. That's why the petrodollar was so shit, because you had energy, oil, but yet it was priced in a fluctuating, printable fucking currency. That's why it fluctuates so much, because it's supply versus demand, and then you throw in a fiat fucking currency that they can print as much as they want, and then you don't have an adequate price of your oil. That's why in real price, in inflation adjusted price, oil is $11 a barrel. But in nominal price, it's 58 or whatever it was. Because the US dollar no longer represents the economic value of the oil adequately, because it isn't aligned energetically. 1 barrel of oil's energy could print billions of dollars worth of dollars. And when you have something that can produce billions of little dollars or little digital dollars in 1 barrel, naturally, the whatever you are printing using the energy equivalent is going to inflate, because it isn't an energy equal. It actually takes a lot more in real energy to produce 1 barrel of oil than it actually takes to produce the currency that represents the value of that oil. Because remember, when we print money, it doesn't cost any more to produce $1 than it does a $100 bill. It's still the same piece of fucking paper. The ink's just a little different. So you can actually print more $1 bills with the energy equivalent of a barrel of oil than the oil is worth in dollars. Oh shit. Thank you for researching that. I was way the fuck off. There are 335 pounds in a barrel of oil. Fuck me. Dude, hang on a second. Somebody break out a calculator. How many pounds or how much is 1 pound of oil if the price is $42 a barrel? If there's 335 pounds in a barrel of oil, how much is each pound of that oil worth? Somebody do that calculation for me. It's probably like a nickel or like a dime or something. I don't even know. But that shows you. And that's in today's money. That's inflated money. Think how valueless 1 pound of oil is. It ain't worth shit. And that is the old system we're going off of. And in 2008, the great financial crisis, that was because oil was no longer adequate to hold up the system. Now, there was a lot of other shit involved in that, but really at the fundamental core, oil, look at oil. Its peak years, peak oil usage was late 90s. It's been going down since. And I'm telling you now, guys, it's going to go lower. Remember a few years ago, whenever the price went negative? When was the last time you went to Walmart and you're like, ooh, I'd like some Hot Pockets. Hey, we got so many Hot Pockets, we'll just give them to you. Huh? No. That was when oil broke. That's when, look at Saudi Arabia, look at all the changes, all right? That is absolutely insane. And now we've reached a point with nuclear and fusion, all right? It's energy's getting cheaper. Energy's getting cheaper. And since the majority, think about this, guys, the majority of economic value globally is now in digital form. Let me say that in a different way. The most valuable products in the world are now digital. Amazon's daily exchange of what everyone buys on Amazon is almost as large as oil production in America. Let that sink in. Amazon moves more currency on their platform than the oil industry produces in a day. Thank you. Thank you, babe. All right. 42 divided by 335, that is 0.1 cent. It ain't even 1 cent. Or is it 1 cent? It's a fucking penny. And for those of you who are paying attention, what did we quit fucking making lately? Pennies. We ain't making no more pennies. You know why? Because no one wants a fucking penny. If you walked outside right now and you look down, say you're a little overweight and it might be a little challenging, or you got really short little nubby fingers with no fucking fingernails, are you going to waste your time looking over, you see a penny? Are you going to waste your time bending over to pick it up, especially if it's on tails? I'm not. Fuck that penny. unless it's a 1968 or prior. I think it's 1968. Yeah, I will reach down for a nickel, but that's only for about another year. Then I'm just going to give up on nickels. This is the old system that both of the systems are moving away from. Theirs is a centralized system. Ours is a decentralized system. And this is the point I want to really, really bring home this show. With a centralized system, people have to choose to be controlled. In order to look at a centralized system, they're like, ooh, I want to be controlled. Let me join that system. Or they lock you in the system. What's going on in Europe right now and other countries is they are creating East Berlin, West Berlin, except there ain't a wall. It's a digital wall. Europeans are now, God, what was it, West Berlin? Yeah. All right. Which one was actually communism? Was it West or East? East. Yes. All right. Thank you. Yes. East. Europe is now a digital representation of East Berlin. And they are going to trap everyone in their system before they can get the fuck out. Everyone else who's like, yay, I love this East Berlin European system. The only reason they love it is because they benefit from it. All of the lower people, because remember, guys, there were wealthy people who ran East Berlin. They were fine. They were absolutely like, this East Berlin shit's awesome. Fuck yeah, woo. While everyone else is fucking alcoholics and fucking dying and just wishing for blue jeans, rock and roll, and a fucking Pizza Hut. The lead, all of the government bureaucracy, they were fucking happy with it. They're like, this is working great. This is awesome. Oh, hey, what is that, a bread line? Oh, no, I'm sure they're just waiting on concert tickets. No, motherfucker, they're waiting on bread so they don't fucking die. And that's the old system. That's the system if you want that system, they'll let you use it. Abso-fucking-lutely. They'll KYC your ass right in there and be like, welcome to our system. Welcome. Don't mind the digital gas chambers. They're really showers. That's what we got fucking going on right now. We have a digital gas chamber, or we have decentralized economy. That's your choice. Because if you choose the centralized digital gas chamber known as Europe, you are going to economically fucking choke to death. So you have a choice. And I know which one you guys are already fucking choosing, is the decentralized freedom networks, also known as Bitcoin. And a network evolves into an economy. America was an early 13-colony network that evolved into an economy. The networks always evolve into an economy. We just happen to be lucky that we have the Bitcoin, because now we have a solid digital currency, decentralized foundation that we can now create this new economy on top of. And this economy is free will. No one forces you to join the Bitcoin network. It's free will. And free will leads to prosperity. So, okay, guys and gals, if you want, and I know you do, if you want no KYC Bitcoin, give us a call, 941-413-8080. Or if you want a home equity loan with non-KYC Bitcoin, give us a call, 941-413-8080. If you want a personal loan, if you're like, look, I don't want a home equity loan, but I'd like a personal loan where I can like fucking buy some Bitcoin, give us a call, 941-413-8080. Guys, this is only getting better, right? The old system is dying. Everything we're seeing is the symptoms of the old system dying. It's got the COVID. The old system has got the COVID, and it's on a breathing machine, and it's dying. And ain't no one gonna go to its fucking funeral. So, everyone, have a great day. Oh, and at 12:15 Eastern, I am going to be on Simply Bitcoin with Nico and the boys. So I will see you guys live at 12:15 today on Simply Bitcoin. Oh, and Nico and I are going to, we're going to hop off of YouTube and continue the show only on Rumble so we can really talk about what the fuck's going on. So that's going to be a neat one, because a lot of you have seen his show, but you've never hung out with him in an environment where he can say what he really means. Come to the Rumble channel of the Bitcoin Simply show. Okay, everyone, I love you guys. Give us a call, 941-413-8080, and just ask, how can you get me some more Bitcoin? Love you guys. Oh, yep. I will be at www.youtube.com at Simply Bitcoin at 12:15 this afternoon. Love you guys. See you guys at 12. Bye-bye.
Tired of jumping through hoops to buy Bitcoin? Frustrated with endless paperwork and invasive identity checks? Introducing Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club's loan program. No KYC required. Say goodbye to the hassle and hello to freedom. Borrow up to $250,000 at as little as 7% interest. Join our community and take control of your financial future. Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club, where privacy meets opportunity. Connect with like-minded individuals and grow together. Visit us today and unlock your $250,000 Bitcoin loan. Your journey to financial freedom starts here.